Lead us to short prayer. Appreciate it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, be with us today as we deliberate the business of the county. Help us, Lord, to keep in mind the best interests of our residents, Lord, our community. Help us, Lord, to follow your guidance and your wisdom and use all the tools, Lord, that we've got to deliver a better county. Ask all these things, Lord, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you. All right. Have you had a chance to look at the minutes from June 18th, 2024?
Make motion, make accept.
Second.
Okay, motion carries. All right, Tony, what all do you have for us?
Oh. I have the Allied weekly health insurance claims. Those are in the amount of $39,569.01. We had $38,207.80 in medical, $33,932.43 in RX. We had a credit of $32,571.22. So the total amount for the weekly health insurance claims is $39,569.01.
That medical and drugs both?
Medical and prescription.
I didn't hear that. Okay, thank
Glad for the credit. All right, I accept a motion to approve those claims as presented, or that claim as presented. So move.
Second.
What's,
Okay, motion carries.
I'm sorry, I missed that. I already did. Next, we have Eastern Alliance Workers' Comp in the amount of $13,520. $13,520. And this looks like it's a final payroll audit. It's not like actually claims, it's a payroll audit, so that's what that is for. You'll see that on the second page.
But it is an actual claim.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, after you take a look at that, accept a motion to approve that claim as presented. So move.
A second.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay. Next, we have accounts payable claims. You should receive those. The amount is $307,358.82, $307,358.82 on accounts payable claims.
Sheriff, did you have to buy another pump out there? Is that what?
Yes. At the lift station pump, yeah,
What'd that cost, you think?
right around 10 grand.
Oh, not that.
You wanna buy it?
No, it's not like a 100,000. I mean,
No, no.
I didn't know what.
You don't got it that way yet.
Yeah. We had scheme with it.
All right, any questions on the claims as presented? Otherwise, I'd accept a motion to approve.
I'm sorry, Stan, I did have a question. Now I can't find it. Where's the?
That's all right. Take a minute and look and.
Might be able to see it easier on yours if Mine's all like that.
Oh.
Question he has.
That's good, that's good.
Those claims came from Tony this month, didn't they?
Mine came from three.
Did they?
Yeah.
What day did they come in? Do you have them?
There, I'll tell you.
Monday. Monday.
Okay, that's my problem. I hadn't gotten, I thought we had them earlier than that. Okay. Man, here.
Get used to that. Final update was 2 weeks. Okay. Till we get used to it.
You got the list one?
I keep it cold.
Tony, we had a claim for, it was Youth Opportunity Center,
Yeah.
$9,900. What's that
That's for
regarding?
juvenile beds from
Okay,
Adams County juveniles.
okay,
And it's usually probation department, I think, that they have to
keep a
be.
bed on forever. It's,
Yeah.
we rent a bed
Okay.
year round up there.
okay.
I think we actually had some juveniles
In the,
in them,
yeah,
which
it's
is,
usually full.
yeah, that's what that is.
That was the only question I had. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion carries to approve the claims as presented. Thank you.
Okay, every year we have covered bridge certification. And it's that time of year that we need to get this approved, signed, and back down to the state. The cover page, if you want to read that, explains the statute that we go by on this covered bridge certification. Obviously, we have one in the county. So I have that all ready to go. On this second page, it asks for printed name and signature for each of you as well as me. So that is the covered bridge certification,
So
That's annual, right, Tony?
annual,
what are we certifying to, Tony? Do you know?
that we have one covered bridge in the county.
Okay.
That NDOT does that, Tony, or what?
What's that say on there? I think it's state comptroller.
Sort of thing, or-
It's a state comptroller.
But that's.
Auditor, state auditor.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear the last word.
Okay, and accept a motion to approve our covered bridge certification.
So move. Second.
Okay. Motion carries. Jim, is that bridge still down there when you came past?
What?
Is that covered bridge still down there?
Yeah.
I
Okay,
passed it on Saturday myself, so it was there Saturday.
Storms go through after a while.
all right. Let us know if it's not there.
In there quite a while.
That's the first place I went fishing with my dad,
Got that.
slightly covered bridge.
There's a motion second on that.
There you go.
So,
You made me nervous when you said that was the first place that you made me nervous.
They marked the tree where I caught the fish in the top of the tree when I yanked out the bopper.
We gotta call the tree, huh?
It was hanging up there, and my dad said, "Don't look at me, I'm not gonna climb up." Now you know the rest of the
Just cut the
story.
tree down.
Yeah. Jim Langham for K-Site.
okay, so we have, the last thing that I have is actually Dan Hackman, the inspector, is here regarding his annual report. He's listed on the agenda later, but I have this to approve now. Is it okay if Dan comes up? And if you have any questions of Dan, you had asked that he come back once a year to present his annual report so that you guys can get face to face and get to see each other and all that good stuff. Is it okay if Dan comes up, Stan?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yep.
And I passed that out to
Unless
you.
you'd rather spend the whole morning with us.
Morning, gentlemen.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the way you present your report, it's easy to read, it's easy to see what you're finding, and so, it's also easy to see that you're out there checking everything, so.
Yeah, I actually did this year compared to last year. The state runs their recording runs from June through June 15th, June 16th through June 15th. So year over year, it was up 267 more inspections this year over last year.
Really? So what was all the additional mostly?
Some of them are new places that, like the Country Butcher, some of the new landscaping places, and sometimes you stop in a place and you see they got a scale and you sell off of that. And yeah.
Oh.
That's supposed to be certified.
Yeah.
Find a few of those.
So what all do you have to inspect at Country Butcher?
The scales that anything that they sell off of, these
Do
scales.
they have drive-on scales, or do they have
They're
just?
suspension scales.
Suspension scales?
Yeah. They'll have more eventually, they said, but if they start with a retail shop, which I think they're planning on doing, they'll have some smaller scales to sell off of,
Okay.
but so far just the suspension scales.
When they're not in full operation yet, or are they?
I don't know. It was a month and a half ago when I was out there, and they said they'd hope to be up any time, but that's the last I heard. I hadn't been since. Some of the other things are, the state requested that we do for package checking at the grocery store, like Kroger, Walmart's, where anything that they package at the store, they must come in and do some random sample
Oh, really?
tests, make sure that they're accurate. So that added a lot of inspections to the number total.
Interesting. So,
Just things that they package in the store, the meat. Most of the
So I know at Walmart, that's relatively new that they do that. Are other places moving toward that prepackaged, pre-weighed delivery versus I walk up to the counter and say, I want this or that?
Yeah, I think they all have some age. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a trend one way or the other.
Okay.
But they'll package your pork chops or steaks or hamburger,
so is that just stuff that's packaged in the store?
just things that are packaged there. I can do some checks for things that are brought in the store, just as random checks too, but rarely find anything that's off there.
Sure. Interesting.
What's your frequency that you try to get to each of the,
Once a year, they all have to be checked once a year.
so every measuring device, fuel pump, scales, whatever,
Yes.
once a year?
Yes, prescription scales, at drugstores, truck scales at farms, Bungie, rail scales at Bungie.
Sure.
All the grocery stores, all the gas pumps in the county.
Do you have to do any more continuing ed?
Once a year, we have our conference, and it is required that you have some continuing education to keep your certification. And then what they do is, it's a 3-day conference, and during that time, they do some updates on training.
Oh,
Does that suffice?
and that satisfies your
Yeah.
continuing ed? Good. So, all right.
I look for your stickers when I pump my gas, so I make sure that
Keep
not
going.
getting taken advantage of.
They're normally pretty good. You find some that are not.
That's kind of amazing that you're up that many inspections, though.
Yeah.
I suppose that's a good thing.
I think last year was 978, this year was 1240 something, I think.
Wow. Yeah. Good deal. Any other questions for Dean?
No, I appreciate you coming though.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Dan, what is the red tag?
We want to make a motion.
The red tags, so the,
Yeah, enter this into record.
you check
I'll make that motion.
if
Second.
I go to a scale and it's off, the tolerance.
Scale that is.
It's on the scale on your palm, it's out of tolerance. Give them a week or two to get, depending on what scale it is, how quick they get this next thing. You can put time to get it fixed. 2 plus tolerance, or it's going against the customer, right? That's in the company's favor. And then you recognize against tolerance. If it's off in the customer's favor, that's when we give them some leeway and say, hey, be in your benefit, get this fixed. They get a week or two to get it up the street.
That's all.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
All right. Nate, what do you have for us today? At least you'd have to print your report on both sides of the page.
I don't yet. We'll see about that. So always have goals. But no, we don't want to go that far. All right, now, just a couple of updates. That NDOT special safety call, right now I've been touring the county, taking photographs of the different bridges. I think I've got everything or most of them south of 124 already. I'm going to be spending most of the day tomorrow and Friday doing exactly that, getting some more pictures of those. I have met with the Soil Water Conservation Office in the county already, and I'm going to be hopefully meeting with Indiana Farm Bureau, Adams County, and then I've met with one of the state reps on policy regarding it, requesting a recommendation letter or letter of support from the state agency. So we'll see about that. I got plenty of time for a number of those things to come in, so I'm just trying to stay ahead of the game for those. And I have added 2 more bridges, 2 on the old 116 east of Geneva to that list, so the big Loblolly and Wabash River Bridge there. So I
And
want to
those
try to
were
get
probably
those.
previously state bridges.
They were state bridges. So that design standard has changed since some of those bridges were even constructed. So it's not like this is like something was designed improperly. It is a design change that's happened, but it is a result of research as far as crash types and incidences. So even the state's got a lot of infrastructure that they've got to replace. So another item I've got here, HMA overlay. It's our contract with Brooks Construction. Stan, you have a couple copies of that agreement. I have received that from Brooks. It's for HMA overlay projects for 2024, that 10-mile section or so, or different sections. Total project cost is $1,900,551. I don't have a current start date, but their payment and performance bonds have been provided as well as signatures on that construction contract. So I am recommending, requesting your approval on that contract today. It will be signed by all of you.
Has Mark and Clayton, have you looked at these, or is that something
They
that?
did review it before we had sent it out, but
Gotcha.
I had not sent the bonds to them. I'm not sure. Did you want to review the bonds?
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. So if you got any questions, if you want to look through these before we, because I've got all 3 copies sitting here, so if you want to look through them, and then if we want to take action on that, then we can and work down we can get signatures on these. I think the signature page is the last page.
There's 6 miles, 2 miles, 1 and 1.
10 miles total.
Yeah, 10 miles total.
Steve,
Scattered
you
around the county.
Yes. Should give you.
Yeah.
Just bonds.
All right.
Get 2 copies back to me and I'll sign my part and get them back to you.
Okay.
Because I haven't
Yep.
signed them yet. They started with Stan.
That's fine. Now I've got, and with this, once I've got your approved contract signed, then I'll end up sending that out to Don with the disbursement request. So our part of the CCMG award that could be deposited in our accounts. So this should be the last thing I need to send off to the state to get those funds.
Make a motion to approve the HMA overlay project with Brooks Construction for $1,900,551. Second.
Good. We'll vote in favor of that also.
Thank you very much. And then lastly, on my list, Bridge 44. This is County Road 200 West, just west of Decatur, south of US 224. R.L. McCoy was the low bidder on that. We had awarded the contract recently. They have notified me that they are proposing to perform this project on July 1st and 2nd. So those 2 days are their plan for that project. So that will close the road during construction. They're instructed to notify the sheriff, but worst case scenario, he's busy right now, but we'll make sure that they get notified of the closure. It won't affect the service, which is good. Scope of work is a cleaning and joint repair project. So not a major structural overhaul or rehab. It's going to be cleaning of the surface, the exposed top and the beam seats underneath, as well as repairing the joints. So, but that.
I don't think we need any action on that today,
Nope,
do we?
just a notification for you. So if you get questions or calls about the closure, what's going on out there, it's a
You're good on
job. So
this one's fully
But-
executed.
just kind of, I'll be glad to see that type of project become kind of a regular practice for us, is to do that sort of maintenance now. So,
Very good.
all right. Any other questions for me? Excellent.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you very much, and I'll pick those contracts up after.
This one's
And they,
done.
where from, Fort Wayne or?
No, I don't remember their address right now.
Indiana.
Oh, yeah, they're an Indiana company. I'm trying to remember if they were closer to Indianapolis or South Bend. I can't remember which one it was right now.
That's okay.
No, thank you. Maybe crossing.
That's the one in Brooks Construction. Address.
Brooks Construction.
Eric, what were you wanting Brooks Construction, where they're at?
There.
I don't know what he asked.
McCoy, I bet.
He was
He's
asking
asking
about
about Arl McCoy.
Oh,
Yeah, so now it's such a good fit.
There's the other two.
you know what, Eric always
We'll keep moving.
twice after every meeting to ask me something else. You know, bro.
All right. Brad has his favorite proxy here today. Paul, you got anything for us?
Yeah, we got a few things today. Couple permits. Let's start with the permits. They're both for AEP. They're just doing more pole replacement and just upgrading their system there. The first one's from 000 from Pickle Road to 850 North. And then from 850 North on 000 to 900 North. That's the first permit. I assume you want to do them all together.
Did we
with
do
that being
those
both
already?
AEP.
That sounds familiar. Or we did permits for something else for those locations.
NIPSCO was running through there.
That's what it was.
Just a few weeks ago, actually.
Yeah,
Are they replacing just one pole, all the poles?
No, they're doing a series of polls. Should say how many polls there is here. Basically, they're doing all the polls between Pickle Road and 850, and then all of them from 850 to 900. So they're just going down there and replacing them. Some of those poles are big ones, so. Yeah, and then this one is a pole replacement on 000 between 900 and 1,000, and then 4 poles in that section there.
okay.
It's all the same project, it's just 2 different permits.
We can take one motion to approve both permits then.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
What's that company? Oh, I didn't do them.
AEP.
AEP,
okay.
What's that?
I call it INM.
Well, it's INM, AEP.
AEP, the neighbor.
Figure it out. Big bucks for it. All right. Next thing I have is our monthly draws here. So we'll just start with the MVH and MVH restricted. So we got $288,880.84. $288,880.84. And then if you flip it over, got our local road and streets. The monthly draw for that was $47,242.20. $47,242.20.
Okay, any questions on that? If not, accept a motion to enter that into record.
Make a motion. Accept their report. Second.
The only other thing I have for you is we're planning on starting chip seal the week after July 4th. and about 78 miles scheduled for this year. May add some, there's a few roads that I may add as we're going, but it's gonna be somewhere around that 78 to 80 miles.
These are all chip sealed that are already chip sealed.
Yes. Well, the north roads that have been like 750 north, we're gonna chip seal that, 600 west, all that new asphalt that was up north a few years ago. That's starting to show its age a little bit, so we're gonna chip seal it and get it sealed up there, so that'll be the only new asphalt.
Yeah. So that, hopefully we'll have better luck with that than we did on 400 West there.
Well, that's been top coated. The rest of them's been top coated, so that's where we're running into trouble in that 400 west. It was not top coated, it was just the base. And it sucked up all our oil, so it just pulled it away from our stone, so that's the reason we had to do it again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I'd have known that, we'd have sprayed it first and then went back and chip sealed over. But, it's one of those things you learn and pick up and move on, so.
Well, and we still got work to do on a couple conversions that we're looking at.
Yep.
So,
There's still stuff to do there. As soon as we get all the paperwork done on that, I'm hoping to start those this fall if everything falls into place. So it'd be nice to start building those roads and moving forward with those. So.
good. All right. Any other questions for Paul? Nope. All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And then Rick let me know that he is going to be out of the office today, so he's not going to be here. So, Ed, did you have anything for us?
Just a couple real small things here. Last week, I let you know that we were at about 97% collections, and we've had a good week with a lot of payments, 98.59% right now. So we're in real good shape. Also, last week, we had sent 726, we call them courtesy letters, for people who are delinquent, as reminders that they're delinquent. We've had 83 paid since last week, 643 still are out there. But those will be coming in pretty regular here over the next couple of weeks, and that'll whittle down that number. So as far as taxes coming in, we're in real good shape.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of them out there, but maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe
Well, and a
But
lot
I mean,
of
if you're 98.595% in, that's.
yeah, we're real good. If we average 97%, that's kind of the goal we always shoot for. And I've not had a year that's been under that. So
Yeah,
it's real good. But these courtesy letters, we're not mandated to do that, but we found out that it is a good service. A lot of people just, they either forget or they pay their taxes, but they're late. They didn't realize they had to pay that 5% or 10% also. That's what a lot of it is. And we explain it to them, and I don't think anybody likes to pay it, but if they're late, they're late. So,
yeah. Yeah,
that's all I have, unless you have any questions.
very good. Any questions for Ed?
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
Hey, how many total taxpayers do we have on just what's the total taxpayer?
We have 23,403 parcels in Adams County.
Taxable portion.
All right.
Yes. And how many people that figures up to?
I don't look out.
34,000.
Clayton or Shannon, or are either of you ready for, you have anything for us?
I don't have anything this morning.
Neither do I.
When
I
you
gave it
call
up
Mark.
last week, so.
Do you know, is Mark coming in?
I don't.
He's got a subdivision, so he probably is. We can probably call up there.
No, I meant Mark Burry, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
thought you meant Mark Williams.
yeah. So,
I didn't know.
but if he doesn't have anything, then, okay.
I don't think he had mentioned anything specifically, but.
While Shannon's here, I talked to these guys, I did take the opportunity to go out and tour the building with Brendan Tracy the other day. They spent a couple hours with me, and very interesting. So, very, very knowledgeable about the whole facility, and so we'll have to make some decisions as far as the files are out there, both the historical documents too, and in addition to the facilities itself, so. Anyway, so that'll be kind of an ongoing thing. I told her, I said, as far as setting a schedule for moving things along, I kind of left that up to her, I guess. So,
We've been collecting, basically a pile of all of the historical type documents and data and mementos and things that we're gonna bring over to you guys, give you the opportunity to look at it and whoever else wants to look at it. But then you'll have to decide, what you wanna do with it, where you want it to go. Cause there is some stuff that dates back pretty far out there.
would it be better for us to go out there?
It's up to you. It's not a ton. Like we have that big book of all residents that I think goes back to like the 60s and the 70s, the 1860s or 70s. So we obviously don't want to lose that. And then we've got like some photo books that they've created over the years and some pictures of the facility that we don't want to lose. So it's not a ton of stuff. So we can bring it over here if you want to.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys decide and we'll keep in touch and keep moving along with the facility itself.
How much longer do you think Brenda will be there?
It's just the one book.
1860.
I think so. Yeah, it's really cool.
We'll see it.
In terms of items, I believe that they have another couple weeks yet, and then we're gonna work on moving all of the county files into the annex. I've already worked with Rick to establish a destination for those. And then like we talked about, Tracy's gonna stay on and digitize all that and get it all shredded, so we can put that to bed.
Okay.
Very good. Well, and it was good to see that Brenda had the building secured. Did you have Brad take those files down?
Did.
Okay.
I'm not sure they're done yet, but I reached out to him. He was gonna do it. I'm sure they are.
Yeah, I'm gonna, are you calling Mark?
Email, but I don't know when they'll see the email. If you want to go ahead and call him.
Yeah, I'll call him and see where he's at.
Because it's one subdivision, Becker Family Farm subdivision. Or that's what I have on here.
15 minutes. I thought today, guys, I went to Burns City Council last night, lasted 15 minutes. We're done at 6:45.
Obviously, they're very efficient.
You don't mess around. Gossip words are all out of town.
That's what happened.
Hey, just checking with you. We're running way early this morning, so I didn't know where you were at. Oh, cool. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Good. Dan have anything? Just pulling into the parking lot right now. Sheriff, did you have anything for us today?
No, not really, just, when there's conversations about the land use around the jail, I would like to be part of those conversations a little bit, just so I hear what's going on. I was a little surprised at last week's meeting about possible thinking of housing additions going in around there. When the appropriate time is, I'd like to voice my opinion on those type of issues. So
Yeah.
just in future conversations, please, I'd like to be included in those meetings, or just when they are.
Yeah, they are, the conversations that we had, such as last Tuesday, was extremely preliminary.
Correct.
So, but as with anything else, to move any other project forward, you have to set a lot of groundwork before anything ever
Yep.
happens. So as the initial thing with Brett Miller, surveying that land for us was laying groundwork, with talking to Club 720 was initial groundwork. But I think that's an excellent idea considering, you're the only current resident of that property. So, if you're gonna set up a circular firing range or anything, then we'll need to know about that.
Yep.
So,
And speaking of the judicial project, my understanding that's kind of put on hold because of the seller don't want to sell.
right,
Okay.
so, we may have to get the committee back together again see what our direction is on that.
Getting the band back together.
Yeah, now that the drummer's out of jail.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, but yeah, you will definitely be part of that.
Did you have any?
It's right beside Walmart,
They already replied, oh, they was the last thing.
27, 400, 450. This one section right here was one big piece. It's now becoming 3.
Okay.
Farm buildings, 5 acres, 35 acres in the front lot, almost 40 acres in the back lot. Obviously, that's on 400 road frontage and road frontage. Walmart's like literally. Yes, right. All it is.
All right, I don't see anything,
Nope, motion approved.
all right, motion carries, thank you.
Tough one today.
Rough crowd. Gotta stay on those.
Mark said you did.
You got something to make it.
Mark.
Hey. Clayton already said you didn't have anything for us, so snooze you lose, we're on.
Well, we'll call.
Yeah, one more action.
All right, did you have, anything else, committee reports, anything that you guys would like to discuss?
As you're aware, the Adams County Vision Plan Group sent out an RFP, or the commissioners sent out an RFP for potential consultants to work with us on that vision plan. In talking with Clayton yesterday, we have received an inquiry back from one of those consultants asking for some additional information. So that process is moving forward, but still a long ways away from being able to.
How much time did you give them?
I want to say we gave them till the middle of next month, so it's not a lot of
So they
time.
got time yet.
Yeah, it's not a lot of time, but
Yeah.
they've got another few weeks before a response was due, so.
Good.
How many RFPs did you send out?
I want to say we sent out 7, yes.
Okay.
That was 7.
I think it was 7. I don't want to walk them over there to mail.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we get within the
Yeah.
next few weeks then.
Yeah.
We do have a meeting today with the opioid steering committee, so we're gonna have a discussion. And the sheriff's allowed us to have it over at the EOC over there. And so I'm not sure if he's providing refreshments or not.
For lunch.
Lunch and refreshments different.
What time's the meeting? Noon?
Yeah.
Done deal.
Yeah.
You invite me for a meeting at noon, you better be serving lunch.
Yeah, other than that, I don't have anything from, any of our committees, so. All right, anything from the general public? Anything from the private public? All right, accept a motion to adjourn.
So move. Second.
All right, meeting adjourned.